This is my BMW M4 and I bought it pretty recently, and I remember saying, I want to make this the best budget build. I also remember saying, but I don't want to spend an arm and a leg. Well, here we are a few months into ownership and I've spent over 15,000 Australian dollars in modifications on this car. I know, how does that happen? Now, in my YouTube bio and everywhere, I say I'm a car and finance YouTuber, as those are my two passions. I love cars and I love being smart with my money and having money in my pocket. Well, this has taken a lot of money out of my pocket. How does that happen? I don't even know. It's just a car guy thing, I guess. You buy a car, wanting to do a few little things, and well, we changed the color, the wheels, and well, a lot more stuff. In this video, I'm gonna go over everything I've done, how I've made such a big bill of modifications, whether it's worth it, how much I spent, and if you should put it on your car, whether that's another M4 or whatever you drive, because I mean, most mods are pretty universal. My name is Nick and welcome to my new channel, Performance Nick. If you love cars and money, well, you found the right place. I do it all when it comes to performance cars, from reviews, mods, opinions, and most importantly, advice for how to make money through cars and how to get the cars you want. Anyways, let's get right into this video. So let's get into it. You're probably saying, Nick, why did you even make this video? I mean, it's pretty obvious what the changes are. I know, I did take the BMW M4 badge off. I know, I did it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I know, how funny. I'm gonna start this video with a little comparison. Obviously, this is what the car looks like now, and this is a photo of what it looked like just over a month ago. As you can see, a lot can change in a month. So unless you're colorblind, the main change, obviously, is it went from dog piss yellow to, well, this bluey, goldy, gray stone type of color. The color itself is actually called Palladium Blue by Tech Wrap. And as you can see, most of the time it's like this stony blue, but when the sun or the light hits it in the right angle, it's got a gold wave that goes through in the metallic. Now that is obviously to pay homage to the gold that it was before. As nice as the color was, it's not for me. I know a lot of you guys love it, but I definitely love this more. So I've already made a full YouTube video on who wrapped it, how I wrapped it, and all the details behind why I wrapped it this color. But end of the day, my friend Fahad from Visionary Motorsports, he did this for me. So I did get helped out on price, and he's already competitive on price. So I had a friend do it, and of course, I'm gonna shout him out as much as I can because he did an amazing job and made my car literally exactly how I wanted it. So price-wise on that, it's very competitive, just so you know. Obviously, difficulty to install, I wasn't gonna do it. I'd absolutely ruin the paint and ruin the wrap in the process. So unless you know what you're doing, don't do it. And I mean, value for money and looks and all that, it has to be a 10 out of 10. If you don't like the color of your car, or it's pretty boring, like a black or a gray, and you want something a bit more unique, do it. For something that's gonna cost you a couple of grand, it literally makes it feel like a brand new car. Like I said in the video that you're gonna watch after this, if I wanted to get an individual color M4, I would have paid about $10,000 to $15,000 more than what I paid for this yellow one. So now that the car's this absolutely unique and beautiful individual BMW color, which I think is one of one in the country, you have to change its shoes. Of course, I'm talking about these, the wheels. I originally said that I was gonna go was the BMW M 666, the ones you find on the competition cars. Also, I've thought of things like the TEs and other types of JDM inspired wheels, but I really don't know what's gonna suit the car. And all you guys in the comments were saying I had to get chrome wheels on this car, and well, I did just that. These are the M 666 BMW wheels that come off our M4 competition. I think these are some of the best OEM wheels ever made, like full stop. They're so beautiful. It reminds me kind of the Hurricane STO wheels, and it's just so awesome. And these are the Shadow Line ones, so they're even cooler. So they're chrome on the outside, silver on the outside, and on the inside, as you can see, it's black. I know they're a little bit dirty now. Reason I went for the Shadow Line is one, I think it looks better than the full chrome. It looks better than the black as well. And two, even though it might look nice on the outside, it actually can get pretty dirty in there and you won't notice. Because these M brakes, they let off a lot of brake dust. And in the black, it's kind of easy to hide inside the barrel. Whereas if it was chrome or silver, I'd be cleaning this every single drive, just getting all of that brake dust that sits in there to be clean. And the thing is, BMW wheels aren't easy to source either. So unless you get them off a previously existing M4 competition like I did, they're really hard to get your hands on and, well, not cheap either. For example, a set of reps all around, they're gonna cost you around $1,400. Of course, they're reps. If you want genuine wheels, well, you're just gonna have to wait till someone puts them on Facebook Marketplace because they've gone aftermarket on their M4 competition, or the car's been written off and they don't need the wheels anymore. So it's pretty hard to get your hands on them. And the original ones on Facebook, well, they sell for whatever the seller wants. They could ask $1,000 or they could ask $3,000. And of course, to add to that, you have to have tyres. So I've actually upgraded the tyres on the car as well. So these Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, which are a lot better than the Chinese tyres I had on the other wheels. I'd have to rate these wheels a 9 out of 10, only reason being because they're pretty hard to get, the original ones at least. If you could buy them off the shelf for a decent price, that'd be a 10, but for the money you're paying for real ones, you could get some nice aftermarket ones that would probably look just as nice. But I like the OEM plus type of look, so I had to go with the original BMWs, so 9 out of 10. But there's also a part 2 to that, and these are these floating center caps. They're kind of like the Rolls-Royce ones, which means they always face up. So no matter how I park the wheel or how I drive, this BMW logo is always facing the right way. The way it works is the gravity always pulls it back up. It's actually a pretty interesting mechanism. And as you can see, I can put it upside down and it goes right back up. And the fun part is as well, you can spin them around. So it's like a little Beyblade or a fidget spinner. And then when it slows down, what happens? Up, like how it should be. Just take some time. Come on, come on, come on. There we go, there we go, it's getting there, there we go. BMW facing up. I know it's amusing for like a 5-year-old child, and for me, I absolutely love it because no other car sells this apart from Rolls-Royce themselves, which obviously bit out of the budget for this car. So these cost about 140 from BMW themselves. Very expensive for what it is. I know you can get aftermarket ones for like 60, 70 bucks, but the genuine ones are 140 for something that no one's ever going to notice until you tell them. Now, I don't really care because I love it. I think it's worth it. Overpriced, yes, it's just a plastic center cap. It's easy to install. It's literally just a pop off, pop on. So I'll have to rate it, let's say 8.5. Overpriced, but really, really cool. For me at least. For the next mod, we have to come inside the car, and in my opinion, it's one of the most underrated mods for the BMW F80s and F82s, because you see it in some nice builds, but not that often. And that is the Alcantara race-inspired steering wheel. It completely changes the drive of the car. It goes from an average leather, comfortable commuter steering wheel to something like this. It's got rigid bumps, it's got places to put your thumb here and here. It's very aggressive the way you hold it. And I mean, carbon fiber, M stitching, and Alcantara. You can never really go wrong with that. And to add with that, I've also put the red M1 and M2 buttons, so more aggressiveness, and it just changes the drive of the car. You go from driving this fancy daily commuter BMW to driving, it feels like you're in an M4 GT, the track car. For the driver, it is a real driver's mod. There's actually a funny story when it comes to this steering wheel right here. You see, I got it off one that was a manual F80 and they were getting rid of theirs. So I was gonna put my regular one on theirs and take this one off their one. Sounds like a good plan, right? So we take both off, we go to swap it over and put it in my car. No one thought of it, especially not me, the guy who was doing it. Hold on, a manual one doesn't have flappy paddles and an automatic DCT one does. So what does that mean? It took us an hour extra just to swap over all the wiring and harnesses because, well, no one really used their brain in that situation. Anyways, an hour later, we got there, we did it, so we swapped the back part. So I got the steering wheel with the flappy paddles and we got there in the end. Once we'd swapped all that stuff over, the only thing really left for the install was to take the airbag out. Now, of course, you want to make sure your battery's disconnected and you don't accidentally, set an airbag light off or even worse, kapoof. So you do that, take the airbag off, swap them. It was pretty easy. The only hard part, obviously, was swapping over the paddles because of great thinking in the moment. But anyways, install-wise, not that hard if you do it properly. Now, these steering wheels, they run anywhere from, I've seen used ones for 600 on Facebook and brand new ones for like 1,200. One like this, I didn't have to pay for because I swapped it out with another one. But one like this brand new is about $900 to $1,000. I think it's awesome. I think it's worth it. I think you should do it. Value for money, I want to say 9. It does change the drive, it feels cool, and it looks so awesome from the driver's position. But the only thing I please beg you do not do, don't get one of those little LEDs on the top. That looks so Chinese and cheap and AliExpress spec car. Don't do that, just no. So we're going to continue this inside, and to add to the Alcantara, we did something else inside here. So as we know, we've got the Alcantara and carbon fiber steering wheel. We had to add, something else to finish the look. So we went for the Alcantara armrests of the same M stitching and also the carbon fiber boot and Alcantara boot for the handbrake. Another awesome addition that it's pretty easy to install, but it changes the feel of the car. Install wise, the boot literally takes 5 minutes. You just have to yank it off and put the other one on and take the clips off. Whereas this one takes about 10 to 15 because there's a spring at the back and you have to take the back air conditioning part out, pop it off and pop this new one on. So installs weren't that long. The handbrake boot, well, they cost around $250 for a real one. I mean, I'm sure again, you can buy cheaper fake ones, but because it is carbon and Alcantara. And then the armrest, this one was about $100, I think. So pretty decent money for car mods, and well, it does change the feel of the car for sure, because it's a lot better than the previous leather that was here, and also leather that was here. It again gives it that real race car feel. Because again, it's not a very noticeable mod, only you as the driver will ever really pick up on it, or maybe a passenger you have. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, because look, it's a couple $100 for something that no one's ever going to notice. So I think 8 out of 10 is pretty reasonable. Now we're here for the main attraction, the mod that costs over 10,000 Australian dollars. Yep, you heard me correct, $10,000. That is the BMW M Performance Exhaust System. What did I say in the past? I don't want to spend an arm and a leg. So that $11,000 M Performance Exhaust, sadly I won't be going with that option. Yep, that was me, and that was me saying that a few months ago, and well, here we are. The full system from the main cats all the way back to right here. This is a rare instance where the manufacturer actually made a full racing line system for their road car that you can use on the track, and technically not meant to, but can use on the streets as well. Because of how rare it is and that most manufacturers don't offer this, of course they charge big bucks for it when it came out. Like I said in the past, I wouldn't go for one of these, but the opportunity came up and it was too good to say no. I was gonna go Akrapovic or a single mid pipe, which would be a lot cheaper, and well, here we are. I mean, it's like deal or no deal. Sometimes you just have to take the deal. But because of how expensive it is and how rare it actually is to come by one of these, they're actually pretty well wanted in resale. And because they're genuine BMW, people don't really look at it as someone who's modified it to hoon it, like a Krapovic or a single mid pipe or a catless downpipe. They see it as a tasteful mod that real BMW M enjoyers would want. So when I sell this in a few years to a 50-year-old retired banker, he'll think, wow, that's exactly what I wanted. But if I had catless downpipes, you think, ugh, this thing's been absolutely thrashed. Enough chit chat, we're here to hear what this sounds like. So this is a comparison between the stock BMW exhaust with the valves open and closed, this exhaust with the valves open and closed. Be ready, make sure your headphones are nice and snug and the volume is, well, not all the way up because you might have some hearing damage. So, not a bad sound if you ask me. I think it sounds all right, but I'm also gonna make a video soon on tuning it. Now, I'm not going stage 2, don't get excited. What I mean is the burbles. It's got little burbles, like not really much at all. So I need your opinion. Do I make them hard, aggressive, long duration? Or do I make them soft with a long duration? Or do I make them hard with just like 1 or 2 bangs coming out the back? Let me know your opinion, because we're gonna make a video on plugging in an OBD tuner and changing the burbles and seeing what sounds best with this M Performance exhaust. Now, is it worth it? Money-wise, it's stupid expensive. For an exhaust, that's really expensive, but I personally think it's worth every dollar. Obviously, I didn't pay 10 grand for it. If I did, I wouldn't be saying that. I think the exhaust itself is a 10 out of 10, but just because of the ludicrous price, it has to go to a 9. But still, I'm not complaining with it. So because of how expensive that last mod is, the last one for this video is gonna be nice and cheap. It's these BMW Heritage badges. I think it looks perfect on this color. I know some other people think it looks tacky, some people think it looks cheap. It depends on the color of the car. If the color is still Austin yellow, this would look really bad in my opinion. But because of this color, I think the light blue and the dark blue also suits with this blue here. I mean, it's probably the easiest install out of everything. I mean, like the wheels and the exhaust you need a mechanic for, the wrap you need a professional, steering wheel you need quite a bit of tools, same as the center console and the boot. This thing, you literally just need a little scraper thing that doesn't have a blade on it, pop off the previous one, pop in the new one, put a bit of double-sided tape so it doesn't move. Very easy. Price-wise, I know the original BMW ones are like $60, or you can buy them on Temu for, I think they're like $3 or $4. You can't tell the difference, but anyways. They look awesome, they're easy to do, I'd recommend it, why not? If it works for your car, do it, 9.5. And before everyone tells me I know, the one final piece of the puzzle is these LCI tail lights. I'm gonna do them, I've got them sitting at home. It's just a big job. The install on that one is very hard. You've got to take out the wiring harness and change it all over. So make sure to stay posted for all the mods. Like I said, we've got the tail lights and we've got the burbles that we're still gonna adjust. So the car's not finished yet. It's still got a bit to go. Now, on to your opinions. Is this the sexiest F82 in Australia or getting close to it? Because I think we're pretty damn close if we're not there already, but we'll keep working forward. Now, if you want to see the wrap video and why I chose this wrap and who wrapped it, check out the video here. It's definitely a good watch, and you can see why I chose this over the Austin Yellow. I want to thank you for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like, turn on the notifications and reminders. I appreciate you tuning in for another video, and I'll see you next week.